All right. Good morning. My name is Casper Jones and I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. You're watching Days with Casper. Today we are going to be loading up the standard press and the youth press, just throwing three in there, 3 6-plies and 4 7-plies. We'll start off with the 6-plies, and then when we get to the 7-plies, I'll explain what's inside of your skateboard. Give me one moment here. I'm going to share this to another platform. Copy link. We're going to Instagram. All right. Ooh, alrighty. So we are going to get started here with the 3 youth boards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So youth boards here are standard 6-ply. We want them a little bit lighter for the kids. Our youth boards are just the same concave as our standard boards, just the kicks are a little bit closer together. What's up, Josh? Thank you for tuning in this morning. It's a little bit of an early morning today, but I've been sick, so I'm happy to be back. Whew. I'm gonna start off with loading up the glue over here. Make sure we grab the properly sized knife to do so, wherever the heck that thing went. Whoops. Oh well, that'll do. It's night in Australia. Well, I'm glad you're watching from the other side of the world then. Hopefully this is nice and relaxing for you to watch. This is Life Skateboards being made here. Here at Life Skateboards, we hand roll the glue on every deck because we want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. And you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that's lifeskateboard.com. As we go along here, I have taken the time to write out the website backwards several times. So there you go. That might stay there. It might not. You can't read it. It's super far away. That was poor planning. I'll figure something out later, but I went ahead and taped that to the sides of the presses and things like that so you guys can see the website throughout the process. So what we're going to do here is glue up 3 of these. There's going to be 6 plies in each one. As we glue each of them up, we're going to tape up the ends of it so they don't slide around in the press. Oh, you guys can read it? Rad. Thank you. Awesome. It's either my vision or my playback for myself. It just doesn't, I can't read that. So good on you guys. But we're going to glue and tape up 3 of these and then load them into the youth press and then hop over to the standard press. If you guys enjoy what you're watching, please double tap the screen for me. And again, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Today we're going to be loading up 2 of the presses, and then I've got a couple boards in the other room to finish up. Show my shoes. Currently wearing some Warsaws. Warsaws that I don't skate. Is that what you're trying to get at? Wow, Josh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Honestly, don't expect a big live this early in the morning, so. Ah, I see. Well, if you want to check if I can skate, I don't skate in slip-ons. I skate in Crockett's. You can check my page because I don't skate these shoes. Look at that stretch right there. I also skate DKL non-abrasive grip tape. So you really wouldn't see much wear on my shoes because I don't like wasting shoes. But you can watch all my shorts of me skating if you'd like to. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I'm glad I found something that people enjoy watching. This is something I love to do, so I love sharing it with you guys. Well, I have been sick for the last few days, so it's getting an early start today sounded like a good idea. We use maple, specifically Great Lakes or Canadian maple. The reason for that, maple is a very strong yet malleable species of wood. Let me turn you guys this way. Whew. And not only is it extremely malleable and strong, but when it's grown in the Great Lakes or Canadian area, has slow growth, long winters, and you get tight grains. Tight grains are a less porous wood and a stronger wood. If you're new to the live, you've never seen me struggle with this tape. I do this every day. All right, it was a lot easier than it usually is. All right, we're gonna glue up another one here. Tape struggles, yeah. It's an issue when you set the tape down in the glue over and over again. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm happy I get to share this with you guys. Ooh. So a little bit about Life Skateboards here. We do everything in-house. Obviously, we glue and press our own boards, but we shape our own boards. We've got over 100 shapes on the website, including popsicles. We also have a few longboard shapes. And then the few things that set us apart from the general industry is just our attention to detail for quality. We do a long press and cure time, so 24 hours in the press, 7 days curing before the shape is cut out. And another step of the process that ensures a high quality end product is our graphic application process. We apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks, most of which were carved by Ben Blakely. The reason for that is even though the standard for graphic application is to use a heat transfer, we don't agree with that. Heat weakens the bond between wood and glue, and we don't want to do anything to the skateboard to make it last a little bit less time for you. We want to make you a board that lasts, not just some pretty trash. Probably. Yep. It's 7 a.m. here. We are located in Indiana, New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Ooh, like I said, I've been sick, so I got a lot of rest the last few days and decided to get an early start. Feeling a little bit better, yeah. Able to actually get up and go to work now. Those of you that were on the live on Sunday got to watch me struggle to make it through a live. All right. One more glued up. We're going to tape up the ends on this guy again. Tape struggle time. It's 8 p.m. in Australia. I hope it's warm out there too. It's dreary, cold, and rainy here. When I'm finished with work, the sun will be coming up. Or already be up. All right, one more to glue up for the youth press. We'll raise up the youth press, and then we will jump to standards where I'll explain everything that's inside of your skateboard. Can we put any graphic on the board? So we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. So if you're asking for a custom photorealistic image, we don't do that because heat transfers ruin skateboards. So we don't heat transfer things. But we do have custom graphics as far as collages and things like that. You can combine multiple blocks. If you order a collage and put a Casper collage in the notes, I will be the one actually doing the graphic. I do a lot of complementing background patterns, double print the graphic to make it pop. And we do ship all over the world. So just check us out at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that is lifeskateboard.com. Ooh. We make boards all the way from 7.75 to 14.6 inches wide. Who's my favorite skater? I don't know, man. That Tom Scar part that just came out is insane. And I'm kind of hoping that Well, I might even end the live around 9 a.m. I'm pretty sure Chris Jocelyn's part with the tray flip on El Toro is coming around 9 a.m. today. Whew. Oh, well, Otis, you can, once again, we are focused on a high quality product. What you're gonna find from the majority of the industry, unless you move to screen printing, is that they're gonna push you to heat transfer that graphic. And there are companies that do that. However, applying a graphic with heat, while it's extremely easy to do, makes no sense for the quality of the board, since heat weakens the bond between the wood and the glue. So if you're making an art piece, rad. If you're making something that's meant to be skated and abused, not so rad. Oh, the spiders are my friends, bud. I like to make them feel at home. When I don't have you guys to talk to, those guys talk to me, so. You gotta make your guests feel at home, you know what I mean? Whew. I can't wait to see it. Whew. Alrighty. So we are gonna tape up this last one here, and angle you guys, and then I will drag you guys over to the press with me. All right, so we got those three guys all glued up. I'm gonna unplug the phone and drag you guys over this way. You're going to lifeskateboard.com and it's not working. I would highly suggest trying a different browser. It's a pretty heavy website. You can customize your board however you want to, but just check out lifeskateboard.com. If that browser isn't working, try it again. It's a brand new website. We just updated it, so. Can I make a snowboard? No, I make all wood construction skateboards here at Life Skateboards, but some people have turned our bigger boards into snow skates. We don't mess with fiberglass or anything here. We're just real damn good at all wood construction. Plus, I don't snowboard, I skate. Just like I think you'd want a skateboarder making your skateboard, you'd probably want a snowboarder making your snowboard. I don't want to take that job away from a snowboarder. So what I'm checking right now is alignment. Alignment's extremely important inside the press. And you'll see me raise these by hand in a little bit here. They were originally hooked up as pneumatic jacks, but we moved the shop and haven't hooked the compressor up through the room. Little extra work, same results. So I'm not only aligning it side to side, but also end to end. But once that first one's good and centered, it's pretty good, easy to line everything else up. And these little pieces of plastic here keep the board separate in the press, but also keep some of the excess glue off of the mold itself. And what you're seeing me load up right here is the long mold. I'm so sorry, the youth mold. This is the long press. We've got long molds right here, but we have the youth mold in the top for when we need that. I'm gonna clean this separator off real quick. Where did I put my little scraper? There we go. There we go. All right, shove this in there, and then we are gonna raise these up. Grab my sticks, and we will raise these by hand. Now, when they were hooked up as pneumatic jacks, you timed it out based off of the time between the pops near the end of the pressing. But while we're doing this by hand, it's just gonna go until it supports my body weight. I saw somebody talking about wheels, Speed Lab wheels all day, every day. What happened at 19 to make who stop? If somebody is in my chat talking about stopping skateboarding, you better stop talking about stopping? Something like that. I don't know. Never stop, never give up. You get to skate until the day you die. So what you'll start to see is some glue squeeze out the side, and you're watching the curves start to enter the board. How do you fake views on a YouTube Live? Is that a thing? Can you do that? That's weird. Why would people do that? I don't know. I'm just here to share this with as many people as enjoy this. All right, seeing the squeeze out come out of the board there? That means there's plenty of glue in there. All right, holds my body weight, we are good to go. Well, I don't even know how to set up a chat bot properly. You guys will see that when Nightbot jumps in here, so you're giving me a little bit too much credit on that one. All right, so now we are gonna jump to the standard press right over here, and we've got 4 to load in that guy. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, we are in Indiana. It's funny, isn't engagement like something you're supposed to get on YouTube? So trying to troll me in my chat is actually helping me, isn't it? It's weird. But anyway, so we're gonna go through what's inside of your skateboard. You've got 7 plies of maple inside of your skateboard with 2 different directions on the grain. You've got a face, which is gonna be a pretty vertical grain, a core, another vertical grain that can have some blemishes, and then a crossband going horizontal. So inside of your skateboard, you've got a face, core, crossband, core, crossband, core, and face. And that's what's inside your standard skateboard. We just did some 6 plies. On a 6 ply, you're gonna remove this guy right here, your bottom core. And on an 8 ply, if you want something real heavy, we're gonna throw an extra core right in the middle right there. All right, so we're gonna get to gluing this up here. Got 4 of these, and then we just got 2 boards in the other room to shape. So popsicles from us are $75, and then shapes go up from there. We've got our like 14.6 is around 130. It's a pretty big range since we have so many different types of boards. Ooh. But once again, these boards last a really long time. We're gluing by hand so that we can guarantee against delam. If you don't want to take my word for it, check our reviews. There's only 2 negative reviews on Google for us, and that would be one guy that didn't understand that we were a board manufacturer and was demanding to know our hours. That's weird. And one guy that didn't know that we were real proud of our deep concave and took the time to measure it. I went ahead and used that negative review as an ad since it's something we're proud of, but you can check our other customers ranting and raving about us. Whew. Yeah, it's deck alone. Prices have skyrocketed, man. Deck prices skyrocketed pretty quickly while everything else climbed slowly. And that was just because of skate shops trying to keep the deck sales and deck sales up by keeping deck prices down and making up the difference in shoe sales. Eventually, things had to catch up. Whew. Need a new crossband here. I mean, our popsicles are 75, and that's pretty comparable. And our biggest boards, the 14.6 inch being 130 for the deck, is also comparable to boards with poor concave and the same size on the market. Whew. But these boards are Life Skateboards boards. It's gonna be different than your general factory board. Plus, it's made for you. I used to be independent till I die kind of guy, but my boss gave me a set of aces and I fell in love. So now I skate ace. What's up, Ryan? Somebody in the chat's asking if anybody has tried the Venture hollow trucks. If you guys have experience with that, please answer them, because I have not. The only hollows or titaniums I tried were indies. I loved them, but I am just loving the turny of the aces. We're located in New Palestine, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. The shop was originally located in Muncie, Indiana. Sam, the owner, who might pop into the chat at some point, he makes all the templates and had all these molds made and did all this work to get the company started. He had a skate shop in the early 2000s and started making boards in 2012. I started a few years back with him and extremely grateful for the opportunity to do something I love. And now the opportunity to share something I love with you guys. So thank you. Oh my goodness, guys. Were you aware that sometimes places have names that other places have? If you're gonna get upset by the name of something that has nothing to do with what's upsetting you, you're gonna get real upset if you look at a map. Whew. We do make longboards, but these are for skateboards. I'll show you guys the longboard press when we're done pressing these guys. And then we'll go in the other room. I've got a couple boards to finish up from the last live. There are a couple of razor topped. I believe they're Texican inspired hybrids in the other room. Marwood is our supplier. Speed Demon bearings. Haven't seen those in a long time. The first set of trucks I ever bought that didn't come with a complete were some Speed Demons that I'm pretty sure were ripped off of a complete and put in the case. I shattered those things learning kickflips. So the vertical grains are 1/16, the crossbands are 1/20. Good questions here today, guys. What would define a Temu brand? Outsourced production? Whew. No complete from Walmart's very good. Sorry to break that to you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we can do 6 to 8 layers. Thank you for listening, whoever answered that. Rad of you. It's a standard 7 on most of our boards, a standard 6 on our youth boards, which was the one we just loaded up over there. And you can get an 8-ply. We also suggest a 6-ply on our 13.6 and 14.6 inch boards, because those things are gigantic. Although 6-ply is pretty fun. If you go to my shorts, you'll see pretty far back, I tray flipped a 13.6, and Chuck Bennett recently nollie flipped it. All right, we gotta tape this guy up. Oh, we apply all of our graphics here at Life Skateboards with hand-carved lino blocks. These on the wall you see here are finished boards. If you'd like to check out some more finished boards, you can go to Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram, or you can check out lifeskateboard.com, get one of your own, and then stare at it all day while you're skating it. Whew. Oh no, it's all good, man. I should definitely be saying that more often. I think it was a good choice to hang a bunch of boards up on the wall to show you guys. That would be because you can't just choose a custom graphic. You can choose a collage option. You can choose whatever graphic you want that we have available, because we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. If you're looking for a photorealistic image to get put on a board, that's going to end up being a heat transfer, and that sucks. So we don't do that. Sometimes I'm working. It doesn't really feel like work when it's something you love, you know? And I get to share it with you guys, so that's an added little benefit there. How long would it take to drink an above ground pool amount of water? Now that is a question I'm willing to entertain. I don't know. That's a good, I don't even know how to answer that question though. But when you find out, let me know. And we'll start having people drain pools. Screw the pump and everything. We just need a person that can drink the above ground water real fast. We'll test it with an above ground pool, and then you guys can start clearing out kidney pools and stuff like that. Okay? Sound good? Deal. 3 weeks, that's a good one. Man, Nicholas, I'm sorry to hear that. If you'd like some, I don't know if this is gonna be inspiration for you or not, but if you check out the adaptive skateboarding contests that happen in other countries, specifically Brazil, there is an amazing community of adaptive skateboarders down there. You got Felipe Nunes. I am sorry that happened to you though, bud. Hopefully you can do something skateboard adjacent or be near skateboarding if that's something that you love to be around. Awesome, Ryan. So yeah, you just definitely have to let us know. We don't have hours here, but if you order a board as well, you can select local pickup, then we have to be here. But if you need to get in contact with me or the boss, you can contact him through the contact information on the website. Or contact him directly through the Life Skateboards Instagram. That's Life Skateboards 1010. You can contact me through my Instagram at Stranger Casper. Whew, just want to make sure we're here when you get here. Yeah, our boards are made to order, so we don't tend to have a lot done and ready to go. We'd rather you pick out what you want and then we make it for you. What nap roller do I apply the glue with? Sam buys them. I don't have the wrapper for it. I apologize. the thing that Sam buys. But when we're done, we wrap the roller and the tray, and we're able to reuse the roller through hundreds of boards. All right, one more to glue and tape up here, and then we'll get over to the press. We've got some pressing matters to attend to. Ooh. How did I get started out? I mean, there was just a good opportunity. Right place, right time, and right situation, I guess. This company is pretty heavily involved in sobriety as and I had been pretty outspoken after I got sober about it, so the owner of the company knew who I was. I had recently worked at a skate shop, and the opportunity came up where they were looking for somebody, and I gave them a call, and it was a perfect fit, and now we're here. There you go, Nick. Yeah, I really hope you're finding something skateboarding adjacent to spend your time doing. Again, really sorry that happened to you, bud. But hopefully you guys can figure that out. Then, just in case you're wondering, glue bottle. All right. Well, we'll get back on it, Rev. No better time. You'll find that the in-person skateboarding community is a lot more kind than the online skateboarding community, from what I've noticed over the last decade or so. Keep it up. Thank you, Bap. Yeah, we make 825s. We make everything for you. So just check us out on lifeskateboard.com. You'll get a board that's made to last and not just pretty trash. And then you get a life, which is my favorite little slogan we have here. Because you can yell, "Get a life," at all your friends after you get a life. And you're just trying to help them. You're not insulting them. Isn't that fun? Oh no, Caleb. I don't own belts. Oh, I used to wear normal belts, and then I was skating and I landed like belly flop, and that hurt so bad that I never put a belt on again. Maple, Great Lakes, or Canadian maple to be specific. Jim, are those the ones from Ligma manufacturer? I'm tired, but you're not going to get me that quick. When will you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? I don't know who's been listening to my conversations at home about that interview, but man, I've been getting references to it in my chat all the time. When will you wear wigs? If you don't understand what I'm saying and it's just gibberish, I'm sorry. Non-toxic glue, it's Type Bond 2. I'm an addict in recovery. I wouldn't be doing stuff to get high. All right. Let's bring these 4 over here. All right, so we never want to put more than 3 in a mold. And we really only have the playtime with the glue to get 4 in a press. So we're going to be putting 2 in between each mold here with a centerpiece in. Just making sure the alignment's right. And I apologize if during this part of the process I have zero attention on the chat. This part's just real important. All right, so we're going to slide this upper part of the mold in there. Do the same thing. Side to side. There we go. All right. Throw this guy in there. We got 2 more to fit in here, and then we will raise these up by hand, cover up the glue, and move on to shaping those 2 boards in the other room. Before we started the live, I emptied out the presses, set and tightened up the jacks. All things that I figured you guys don't really want to watch me do. Whew. But who knows, maybe I should start doing that. I never figured anybody would like watching me do this work. All right. Final separator in there. We are good to start raising this up. Let's grab the sticks we just used. They are covered in glue. Nice move, Casper. All right. You want this one? Well, you can get one pretty similar. Just go to lifeskateboard.com and get one. Now remember, these are going to end up being uncut. So these guys are going to be under pressure for 24 hours and then cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave before the shape is cut out. When we're done with this here, I will go ahead and show you guys the stacks of boards that are curing. Kind of take you through the steps that Sam does before I get the shapes cut out. And take you through shaping 2 boards before we're done here this morning. Alright, so as you can see, things are starting to curve. And then inside the board, you're getting concave from side to side. So these ends are called kicks, and then the curve between both of the sides of the boards is called your concave. If you didn't know that, now you do. Alrighty. There's those guys. There's me stepping in a pile of glue. So this here is the longboard press. So we've got a drop down up here, flat down here, and I'm going to cover up this glue here. Jake Phelps is your uncle. Well, tell him I'm really sorry that the industry decided to ignore the cause of his death, and let him know that he gave us some very beautiful quotes to use, and may he rest in peace. Skateboarding's always waiting for you. Skateboarding doesn't owe you shit. Lots of things that I quote from him. Alrighty. What's the sickest board I've got on the wall? Ooh, it's a good question. I've got one of my old riders up there. I really like that old shape. Probably one of my favorite graphics that's not my graphic would be the dovetailed snake right here. This guy's real pretty. I really like this rocket that's right here with the wheel wells on it. Whew. The owner of the company did hand carve some molds. It's very difficult to get everything exact, and we want to make sure we're making good boards, so now he has them CNC cut whenever we have a new one. Lifeskateboard.com. That's why I said rest in peace, Baptastic. You can get those at lifeskateboard.com. All right, so now we're gonna move on to shaping. Now this is the shape that we did last time on the live, and I got 2 more of these to finish up. This is a Texican-inspired hybrid. Really fun shape, and this customer requests their top to be razor edged. So we don't route the top, and then I just kind of clean it up by hand. So I'm gonna throw a respirator on and we're gonna get going here, but before we do that, let me explain a few things that happen in between here and there. Thank you, Nicholas, I appreciate you. No, we don't need to add carbon fiber to our boards. Adding extra material to an all wood construction that's really, really good isn't necessary. But all right, so here's all the boards that are curing. So once these guys sit here for 7 days, Sam takes that uncut into this room, and he puts the truck holes in right here and attaches one of those uncuts to these on the wall. These are not boards, these are templates. So he attaches them through the truck holes, and then this template right here would get ran along this bearing right here, and then the shape is cut out. When the shape is cut out, the edge is like this. It's not at a 90 to the concave, and it needs to be at a 90 for me to be able to round it off on the second step. So we're gonna go ahead and go there. Whew. And before I get started here, I am still editing the Lagoon to the Moon 4 side quest to the White Barn video. I want to just really quickly thank the members on the channel here. We got Live, Laugh, Loathe. We got Gills to Gardens. Got Tina, Hayden Kropp, Kevin Kissel, Hate Skates, or Sweaty Freddy, Gray Jedi 89, and NC John. And another huge shout out to Aromatic Roasters for keeping me going, and the Fireball Farm for always having us out there. Go subscribe to the Fireball Farm, they are killing it. All right, let's throw the respirator on and get to work here. Whew. We use Typebond too. Baptastic, I'm not going to answer that question. Most boards are too wide. We make them at 7.75. You're going to see me make a bunch of big boards because that's what people like to order from us, but we do have a lot of smaller boards too. If you'd like to scroll back, you can always find answers to your questions I've already answered, but these are Great Lakes or Canadian maple. All right, so we're gonna get to it here, and obviously I can't hit this with the belt, so we're gonna take that over to the orbital to clean it up a little bit further. The boards aren't very heavy. The people that complain about weight, I remind them, you can always get stronger. I don't know, always been able to, I mean, if I can tray flip a 13.6, pretty sure you can skate a 10 if you want to. It's fun too. So we're gonna do all 3 of these like this, so I can go touch them all up at the same time. let's take these over to the orbital and clean up that tail a little bit. Vap, are you trying to cherry pick me from my job? That's a no-go right there. No, thank you. I absolutely love what I do, and I'm very grateful to the boss man for giving me this job. So I'm not leaving anytime soon. I'm with Life for life. All right, so we're gonna finish with a 150. But we're gonna just clean this back edge up on the tail with a 60. Thank you, I appreciate it. Ooh. Nah, the word poser should never come back in style in my opinion. This weird like gatekeepy thing that I grew up around sucks. Customer also requested the points on the tail to be blunted a little bit. So I'm just kind of touching that up now. And they'll get blunted again on the drum. One more to clean up the tail on, and then we will move along to the edge routing. So now we are going to route the edge of this. Now, the majority of the time, you're going to route the top and bottom edge of your board, but these guys wanted them square top, so it's going to be a little bit different. Awesome, Doug. Thank you. You guys are silly, aren't you? Once again, this is how skateboards should be made. This is my job. This is what I do. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I think that's pretty dumb opinion, Uzaro. In my opinion, I think it is, but it is what it is. Gatekeeping at the general, like, welcome to skateboarding level is really dumb, and I don't think that's a good idea for anyone. But it is what it is. I'm just here to make skateboards, so. edge on these guys is routed. Now we're going to clean them up on the drum, take them over to the Mac wheel, and then one step of sanding left on the orbital. Oh, nope, not yet. Hey, a pro rider from Canada, real quick, I want to thank you. Thank you for growing maple the right way and having the best place to grow it. I love skateboard too. The hook on the side doesn't cause the board? No, not at all. What are you talking about? How would this right here obviously doesn't affect the structure. What's going to affect what's structurally sound about this is how amazing deep the concave is. So a curved object is going to be stronger than a flat object. So that's where most of our strength in our boards come from, as well as not compromising the board with heat when we apply the graphic. If you're talking about like weak points or things like that, certain shapes like, let me see. I don't have the template for it because it was garbage. The first shape that I ever designed had curves in it right here where all of those points brought pressure to one point on the nose, so I had to change it. Anything that's going to mess with the structural integrity of the board is going to be on the nose or tail. I love skateboards 4. You could get away with a bunch of clamps. Yeah, not if you're a company that sells all over the world though. You can do whatever you want to make skateboards. You can use a vacuum seal, you can use presses, you can use concrete presses. Whatever you do, just make sure you're rivaling the quality of the industry, which is what we do here at Life Skateboards. I'm just tilting you guys down, and then I've got to go grab the compressor hose, and we'll air this guy up. So this has an air bladder in it. I want it like the consistency of a basketball. Alrighty, let's make sure the sleeve is on there proper. And we'll clean this sleeve before we get started as well. Alright, and don't forget guys, if you enjoy what you're watching, please double tap the screen for me. Subscribe if you want to catch these. I have nothing that resembles an actual schedule. You should know that by me starting this live at like 7 this morning. Clip that was satisfying. So we're still gonna touch the top edge with this, but not very much. I usually spend a lot more time on that top edge. We don't want to lose that square point on there. That's why I'm going to do that by hand when we get down to it. So this step is just cleaning up the edges and removing any excess glue that I can reach with this without compromising the edge of the board. For example, there's some glue right here, but it's pretty close to the rail, so I'd rather get it on the orbital than over here. All right, 2 more of these guys, and then we'll be on the Mac wheel, and then the orbital, and then we'll be done. When I'm on the orbital, I get to take this thing off, so I can respond and see what you guys are saying a little bit better. Tape is a lot easier to remove by hand than with the sander, but it is still annoying. There we go. We got 1 more to clean up this way, and then on to the Mac wheel and the orbital. Let's just check what's going on. Can you buy these? Absolutely. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and check out any of these shapes. We've got over 100 on the website. I apologize, I wasn't paying attention to the chat very much. I just got to get this done. So, guaranteed against DLAM, made just for you and made to order. I don't know, it might be you, David. Who knows? Take it over to the Mac wheel and then the orbital. This is the last step of sanding where the respirator is required. And just so you guys know, when I get over on the respirator, when I get over on the orbital and I take this off because we have a Festool vacuum system here, the chat's gonna fill up with random people yelling to put my mask on. So I've prepared this, written backwards, just for them. I'm not gonna acknowledge it. I'm just gonna raise this up while I'm working. Cool? Cool. All right, cool beans. Alrighty, let me give myself a little bit more room over here and remove this stack of finished boards. These are all finished boards for customers right here that are ready for graphics. All right, let's get these last three done on the orbital over here. I'm gonna lower you guys down. Doing it. I mean, that's pretty good for the first time. So for the first time for the mic disconnecting the whole live. Sorry, neighbor, I'm not turning it down. It's actually not that loud from outside. This is a big metal box, so. You guys are being funny in there, thank you. All right. So like I said, the customer wanted all these razor topped. Those pies came from a bomb factory. They're bombs. Whew. So we are going to clean this up with a 150, bring everything to a 150, and remove any glue that we couldn't reach with the rest of the tools. Lex, I just quoted SpongeBob at you. Are you upset? You were trolling me and I responded by quoting SpongeBob at you. Are you okay? Hi there, Prophet. No, no thank you. Colby, we don't do heat transfers here. So heat transfers ruin skateboards. Remember, it's a super easy way to apply a photorealistic image to a board. But if you use heat to apply a graphic to a skateboard, it's probably going to damage the bond between the wood and the glue like heat does to a skateboard. Remember. Festool makes a damn good vacuum system. Festool makes a damn good vacuum system. Where do you think this cord goes, buddy? Oh, wait a minute. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm the dummy now. Oh, Hawkman, congratulations. First person hidden from my channel for being annoying. Bye-bye. Boop. It's all right. So I would encourage you to go do some research into Festool vacuum systems. Not just a shop vac, my friend, but a Festool vacuum system. Once again, these are how skateboards should be made, not how the guy that's never made a skateboard tells the guy that's making a skateboard what to do. Anyway, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. There you go. Look at that. It was too small for you guys to read. Why is it always those that don't know shit? Do they have a Bluetooth vacuum? Because I don't. So here, let me just show you guys what's going on here. So, this thing is pretty awesome. You plug the orbital in right here. This is plugged into the wall. Every single time that the orbital turns on, this turns on. Oh, extremely strong vacuum system that runs its way through this hose right here and into the orbital, where no dust escapes because it is set up for fine dust. Ooh. I'm not making a ship right now, but we do have some boards that are named after ships, like the barge. I think that's it. I said some, and I only meant one. Got some stuff named after dump trucks. That's not a part of the reason that I'm not wearing gloves for any of this is the constant quality control of running my hand along the board. And remember, we are going to come back after we clean up the rail by hand and clean up this top edge. They wanted it square topped, but I still kind of touch up that top edge by hand. If you leave it real sharp, it's going to be easy to land upside down and splinter it. All right, so now we are going to clean up the edge. Require a lot more love than the other guys. The majority of the time I'm rounding off to the very center of the board. Here I'm rounding to the very top. Notches always take a little bit more time as well. the truck hole template that fell behind me there. All right, so now this is cleaned up all the way around, we're gonna come back by hand here and clean up this top edge. So this customer wanted this razor top. We're gonna keep it square, but not make it ridiculous. We're making a shin killer, but it doesn't have to be that easy. What's going on? People mad at each other in the chat right now? Guys, it's only like 8 in the morning, at least here. I'm making skateboards. So that's all. What's your favorite skateboard trick? Let's do that. Mosh pit. I didn't know that was a skateboarding trick, but I'm down. Skated through a mosh pit, does that count? Ah, I see. Well, maybe I'll go back and check. Heck yeah, Cody. Indianapolis. Impossible, nice. I like front foot impossible sweepers. Just learned where the banana got its name. Yep. A nice Tony Hawk trick right there. I just watched Jordan up in Fort Wayne do a beautiful one on the crossed coping at Slam City Skate Park. That was an exciting little clip to see. I miss that dude. First board company I ever rode for was Dead End. That's the team up there in Fort Wayne. I ride for this company now. All right, a little bit more touch up right here and we are good. And we got ourselves a razor-topped Texican-inspired hybrid right here. And once again, these are available at lifeskateboard.com. And while you're there, just check out everything else we got. Popsicle, shaped boards, everything from 7.75 all the way up to 14.6. Yeah, you heard me say that right. Why 14.6? Because why not? The real answer is we've always had boards that were too big for the trucks on the market. So when Slappy made a 13-inch truck, we had some work to do. So we made a 15-inch press that has a capacity of 14.5 in width. 14.6 to be a little bit more accurate there. Believe Mullen invented the Casper. He may have not called it that, I'm not sure. Somebody double check me on that. He had a lot of really cool names for things that turned into normal names. Like the magic flip is the kick flip now. Whew. That one barely has a tail. Barely has a tail? What? Need to get your eyes checked? Let's see, let's measure it real quick. Let's measure it. Let's take some time here. We got time. I got time. It's about time for me to find a tape measure though. What the heck? We're finding this because I need to measure it just so I can show you. Now remember, this was also a customer design. How do you not find a tape measure in a wood shop? Half of my day is walking around looking for things that I should already know where they are. This is dumb. We're using this. I don't care. We're getting close enough. Six and 3/4 on the tail. 7 on the nose. That's pretty normal for a tail. Whew. I just took all that time for no reason to do that. Slap top, looks like you're dropping knowledge on me there. Thank you, Slap Top. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Always willing to be corrected and learn things new here about skateboarding history. So there's a lot of misinformation out there about skateboarding history. So I'm always willing to be corrected and then go research it after I'm done here. I'll look it up later. I appreciate you though. Who's making you feel like a dope? Who's making you feel like a dope? I'm a smartass. If that comes off as me being a dick to you, I'm sorry. That's how I treat my friends. You guys are all my friends. Sound good? Nah, you guys are just being smartasses to each other. It's all good, I promise. I'm gonna speak for him right there. Guys, just be nice to each other, you know what I mean? Correct each other kindly, be kind to each other. It's a little after 8 in the morning. We can all be nice. Start our day off with a smile. If we were in person, I'd tell you to look at each other and say one nice thing about each other. See? Or Mitchy Brusco. I'm sorry I had to read that all caps as loud as I could. I didn't know how else to read that. I have not played the new skate game. I'm going to be real honest. You guys told me to download it. I downloaded it and then I didn't do anything. Andy Anderson is a really cool individual as a human being and as a skateboarder. Really like his understanding of the board, how everything works under his feet. But I also like how he is as a person. Heard that when he's on tour, he just kind of stops at the local diners when the team stops there and sits down with some local families to learn about the area. I think that's really cool. Just so you guys are aware, Sam in the chat there is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. So anything that he says is final about the company here. Oh yeah, and Skate IQ is rad. Mitchy Brusco is a rad person. I really like how he breaks things down and how he has been breaking things down with Andy Anderson with him lately. Well, thank you guys. You can get these at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that's lifeskateboard.com. Only got one to finish up here now. And then I'm probably going to get home, get a little bit of rest. And since I've been sick for a couple of days, I'm a little behind. So I'm probably going to DoorDash for the rest of the day. It's now rainy and crappy here, so I can't go skate yet. He pays me well enough, I promise. You guys can just order more boards and then I have more hours to work. That always works. Thank you guys, tuning in from all over the world. Skyrim? I don't play, I never played Skyrim, unfortunately. I got really into Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but I had never had the system to play 76, so. But Bethesda games are fun, so I assume that would be really fun. If Bethesda made a skate game, how often do you think your board would glitch through your feet? Oh, it definitely is. My fiance played it a lot. But I I just never got into it. I'll be real honest, I generally play N64 with Sony Pro Skater 2 and 3. I need to order some new cords for my N64 though. I just found a good source for that, so. 6,000 hours on Skyrim. Dang. Yeah, guys, I just don't have a lot of time for video games anymore. And when I do, I'm usually plugging in the N64. I don't make fingerboards. I don't. Sorry. Did I miss that somewhere? Might. That's funny. So yeah, we're finishing this with a 150. I'll show you guys a pretty cool fingerboard. And while I'm showing it to you, I'd highly suggest you go check out Robotop on Instagram. Robotop makes all these by hand. And as soon as I released one of my signature shapes, a couple weeks later, he came out with this. And it's absolutely beautiful. I think fingerboards are really cool because you get the option to use exotic woods and things that we can't use here with really deep concave. But look at this thing. Look at the detail on that. That is my graphic from Life Skateboards. He designed this. I saw it. I got it. He's made a few of our of Life Skateboard shapes, including the 10, the aggro, and he's made some really cool boards. So check him out. That is Robotop on Instagram. Really cool kid over in the UK, doing some really cool things. His attention to detail is wild. Although fingerboards are made through a very similar process, you're just going to be using thinner veneer, obviously a much smaller mold. I've seen a lot of silicone molds for that. But you're basically just going to end up doing a miniature version of what I'm doing here. So I think it's pretty cool. Functional. I mean, I'm awful at fingerboarding. One of my knuckles is pushed back into my hand, so I suck at it, but some people are wild with it. My buddy that runs Stranger LTD, I thank you, Sam. Ooh. Thanks, David. Hopefully you tune in again. We can keep chatting. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sam. Can you explain how you can tell on the website if the tail of the nose is wider or more popsicle? Yeah, like Sam said, there is a visual representation on the board. I'm a little confused on what you're asking there. But there are pictures of every shape on the website. Width is also on the website as well. Sam, where did all the tape measures go? They're somewhere. They're not here. You want to know the width? Well, I'll find out the width. How about that? This guy is 9.5 at the front truck bed and 8.25 on the back truck bed. Yeah, they're in the shop somewhere. I did a couple laps and then decided that it wasn't very fair to everybody for me to keep taking laps. So see, Snowman, you can once again see that on the website. All of our popsicles are going to taper in from the front truck bed like a normal popsicle. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't know how else to explain that. There's pictures. Oh, awesome, Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to call you what you want to be called. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I really wish I could answer that question better though, Snowman. I think me and Sam are sitting here trying to figure it out. But I don't know how else to answer that one. Thank you. And thank you, sweet. I appreciate you. All right, so now that these rails are clean, I am coming back with this 150 again. Remember, the customer requested a razor top or a square topped edge. So we didn't route the top edge on this guy, but I'm not gonna leave it extremely sharp. So I'm gonna come around by hand. It's still gonna be square, but now it's gonna be a little bit stronger and less of a shin murderer. Because if this is real sharp and you land the board upside down, it's not gonna be good. A little bit of touch up here. Their tail points blunted, and now this guy's good for graphics for Sam to throw on there later. All right, we got one more. I looked at these two boards and I see a little bit of touch-up I need. So give me a moment here. Those guys are good to go for graphics, and then we got one more. And then I'm gonna go get some rest and hopefully get some side work in today. All right. Awesome. I got your name right. Yay. Better than some people that let me mispronounce their last name wrong for years. Sam. Hate Skates, thanks for tuning in. You got a shout out earlier. Now shouted out my all the members here. Edward, you work for Jessup? Well, we have Jessup for all of our boards, so That's what we have available here. I will admit, I do not personally skate Jessup. I skate non-abrasive DKL grip tape. It works great for me and saves me a lot of money. But if you're using normal grip tape, a lot of people enjoy Jessup. So that's really cool. Sam, you see that? We got a Jessup employee in the chat here today. Caboose? Is it Caboose? Snake. Eventually, when I have some money, I'd like to take it up the around my ear, around my throat, and down my back. But right now, it's just the traditional snake head. Traded this for boards at one point. The spider web on the other side came from a contest. A good story. Me and Sam Crawford, amazing skateboarder out of the Bloomington area. We're tied for I think it was for best trick at a Columbus skate jam a while back. And I went for a shove it tail grab over the tabletop, landed and dislocated my shoulder. He did a nose blunt transfer, he won, and then he came over to me and said, "Your mom would be more proud than my mom," and handed me the gift card. That's where the spider web came from. Matt Jackson's the one that did the spider web. He has his own shop now down at Redbird Tattoo in Nashville, Indiana. Yeah, Edward, if you'd like, you can directly contact Sam at the email he should be putting in chat there to contact him. Yeah, I mean, all of those stats are on our website, Snowman. Have you checked our website? Edward, get in contact with the boss man right there. You can keep it exclusive that way. I don't know what other companies do. So what you're watching right now is a company that makes their own boards and then sells their own boards. When you're on like a brand's website, that brand didn't make those boards. They had someone else make them for them. So the answers you're getting from me are going to be a little bit more direct than those guys would be able to get you. You know what I mean? Thank you, Shadow. I appreciate you. There is a point where I think there was 1,000 people on here at one point while I was pressing. I don't know why you guys really like to watch that. But yeah, I mean, some of those companies are going to have those specs on there. Some of those companies, you'll never know. I mean, it took a really long time for companies to put the wheelbase on the board. It took a long time for the average skateboarder to care about wheelbase as well. So things are changing as far as boards go, but nothing's changing here. We're already doing exactly what we need to be doing. A little more texture take off there, and now we're ready for the rails. And really quick, I'm gonna just run through anatomy of your skateboard, all right? So, tail, nose. Your nose is going to be longer than your tail generally on most skateboards. You've got your front truck bed right here, and this guy is double drilled with old school truck patterns. And then you've got your back truck bed here. This is your rear truck bed. These edges of your board are referred to as the rails. There is also a thing that you put on the bottom of your board called a rail. There's also a thing you skate called a rail. Yeah, the concave is the curve from here to here. The kick is this guy right here. And I think that's the anatomy of your skateboard. Oh, shoot. Oh, then you're gonna love us. I would suggest checking our big twin, our big turbo twin, our big egg twin, or even if you want to go real big, you can check out our mega twin or our mega twin XL. Those things are huge, but we've got twins and everything. And then if you go on our website and you say, dang, that tail looks really cool, I'd really like a twin tail of that, all you got to do is ask us. Because what we'll do is Sam will take the template, cut half of it, flip the template, cut the other half of the board, and then you've got a twin tail. That's the kind of versatility you get when the people that you're buying the boards from also make the boards. What's the difference between a 6, 7, and 8 ply? A 6 ply is going to have some flex to it, and it's going to be a little bit lighter, but not as strong as a 7. Our 7s are what I skate personally. I find the weight to be exactly how it needs to be. And then 8s, those things are extremely, extremely strong. They're a little bit heavier. I got a buddy that's real heavy-footed, AJ, so we made him an 8 ply, and he parked his car on that thing. And they're not going to flex. But as Sam said in the chat there, our boards come as a standard 7 ply. And that's a 7 ply of Canadian hard maple or Great Lakes hard maple. As I've said a couple times, these square tops just require a little bit more love on the orbital. Most people haven't. I mean, there are some companies out there that are putting non-wood construction material in between less plies of wood, which I guess that's a way to make boards last longer when you don't want to perfect the all-wood construction process. But most people are used to a 7-ply board. That's what I'd suggest, but for our really big boards, we do suggest a 6-ply because those things are heavy. Casey, type that out again. That's going to be my personal opinion on that type of material too, only because my one experience with it ended up with fiberglass splinters in my leg. Oh, absolutely, man. So our 8 plies are going to be able to support you, but I would highly suggest starting off with a 7 ply. Our deep concave is really good, but one thing I have always heard suggested for heavier skaters is when you get your trucks, go buy some Bones hard bushings and swap out your bushings with hard bushings. It's going to make it feel like it's normal for everybody else. But yeah, like Sam said. Ooh. Do we do sponsor me's? We have an entire team. It's pretty full. You should check it out. I'm on it. Jake Daney is the newest addition to the Life Skateboards team, and he has been absolutely killing his local park lately. Laser in, tray flip out, tray flip in, laser out. The dude is absolutely killing it. And I've been talking to him about taking another trip out his way so he can skate his local park and Bam's house again. Obviously, I got to run that by Danny, but I'm real excited to make that trip again. Oh, psyched. Oh boy, you just said a thing that's gonna spur a rant from me. So here at Life Skateboards, we just make a really strong board. There are other owners of other manufacturing companies that have been caught in comments telling people to land bolts to make their board last longer. Of course you can land bolts and make it last longer, but you're learning a trick. You're not gonna land bolts every time, so we're just gonna make you a damn good board. Age isn't really a skill factor anymore. We've got Jackson on our team. I think, what is he, like 14, 15? Got Key in that age range. Gavin Svetlik skating vert. We've got some kids on our team with some amazing promise in them. That's for sure. Very proud of the kids on our team. Justin Hutchins is another team member that's gone through a lot. I'm going to be doing an interview with him at some point in the next week or so about his recovery from, I believe, a torn ACL, but he can correct me later if I'm wrong. And I'm going to interview him about his experiences with doctors not giving him the best advice. But he is another member of our team. Ripper and great dude. All right, so now I just got to do this edge by hand real quick. You did, psyched. You definitely triggered an Easter egg, and careful, I might say the name of the guy I was talking about. You guys got me to rant about that on Sunday. Don't make me pull out the nanotubes. Well, we got you. Burns. Dang it. I forget already. Don't make me pull out the nanotubes. I don't know. I heard you can... Oh no, don't do it. Don't Gary Collins this, man. Is that someone in the chat? This is the Texican-inspired hybrid. It is diabolical to do so. It wasn't Gary Collins, although Gary Collins did. I don't know. Do I get into that rant? I don't think I should continue this here. It's okay. You can always do that. But if you're gonna start a rant and not expect me to listen, I've looked all through this damn skateboard and I cannot find a nanotube. You guys see a nanotube in here? Because I can't find. Hold on. Let me put my lab coat on. Ah, found it. Here's the mythical nanotube that Lab Coat Man says is inside of your skateboard. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry I just yelled directly into the mic. I am so sorry, guys. That didn't need to happen. Oh, but all right. I sure am. That's a Schmitty joke right there. No. So nanotubes are an actual thing. Real quick, let's get into the smart stuff to talk about. I don't need to put on a lab coat to make you guys believe me. You can believe me or not. Nanotubes are a man-made material. It's one of the strongest materials known to man. It's where carbon molecules are wrapped into a cylinder, creating an extremely strong material. There is a guy who talks about those existing in skateboards, and they don't. I don't understand why that's the word that's being used or why it's not been questioned over the years, but it's not in there. So, I don't know. This is the only nanotube I've ever found. And to you guys, it's written backwards, so. But, all right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here real quick. You guys have a great evening. I didn't mean to end it on shit talking. Let's say nice things, all right? That's how we're gonna end it. Life Skateboards, get a life. Go make somebody smile today. It's only 8:40 in the morning for me. You got a long time to go make somebody smile. Go tell somebody they're doing something good. And go get a life at lifeskateboard.com. All right, stay tuned for a video called Lagoon to the Moon 4. I'm still editing it. It's a secret side mission to the White Barn. Me, Luke, Chuck, and Mysterio, who will be unmasked on this video. That's right, you heard me there. Mysterio is being unmasked, as well as a couple guys from Richmond came out and skated with us. It's just gonna be a skateboarding edit, so it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Almost landed one of my favorite tricks that I've ever done that I've only landed twice in that video. And I think I'm gonna leave the Baker Maker in the video. It's a big semi-flip, and those are pretty difficult. Go get it, I promise, no regrets. Do whatever the hell you wanna do. Your body's a temple, decorate it. See you guys.